survived. You know, that's a very close bond with each other. And they're saying, Steve, come on over. Like, well, they actually call me Stick. And they're like, Stick, come and get your photograph. So I, gave somebody a camera and got in there and got my photo. You know, probably not my proudest moment at the time, but that was the elation that everybody felt that this guy was dead.
Did you get some criticism for the pic or no?
Oh, yeah.
You did.
Washington was not happy about that picture at all.
Washington wasn't happy. Now, was the Colombian government not happy, or they could care less? It was mainly Washington.
The cops were okay with it. I don't know about the rest of the government.
So anybody that's a Pablo fan probably wasn't too happy about that picture being.
Yeah, and it was never meant to be released. Somebody in the Columbia National Police released this how it got out. But, I don't have any remorse. I don't have any guilt feelings about it. The reason we're all smiling as pictures is because we all knew, effective immediately at the second that Pablo died, every citizen in the country of Colombia is safer, simply because one man's gone. And if you go back and do your research, you'll find out that the murder statistics support that theory.
80% is the number
Almost
I saw when
80%.
I was, 80% the following year.
Because one man was gone.
Can you imagine the power of one man dropping the amount of activity by 80%?
It's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. What do you guys do? Is there a ritual you have every year on December 2nd? You guys do something on December 2nd every year?
Drink a lot of beer.
But is it a call like, hey, do you remember?
There's an
intel analyst who was assigned to Pablo Escobar. He sends him an email, happy anniversary.
Every year.
He commemorates it.
Every year.
And like you said, we do a shout out for our analysts because they did a great job. When you go after this traffickers, you need that intel. It's not like, in the movies, you need all that intel work to help you go after.
That's it.
And thank you to Craig for that annual reminder.
Now, question to you, I asked you this earlier, but I want everybody also to know this, is from the outside, when you watch it, Narcos does a great job showing that you guys became very good friends. Till today, how strong is your friendship? How strong is the bond between the two of you?
We talk pretty much every day.
we see each other. Last year, if not
so
more
family
times.
to you.
Yeah, we're going to Ireland here.
Yeah, we've got a UK tour coming up here for a 2-week tour.
Yeah,
and have you yet seen the whole thing? Have you yet seen Narcos?
Not yet. I've seen the first series. I saw the third one. Number 2, I'm waiting. I'll watch it.
So still emotionally, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, it just brings back, like you said, I lost some good friends of mine, and this is why when we say Pablo Escobar was a revenge, of course it was. I'd be lying if it wasn't.
You've said it, and every time I study, you keep saying that was a revenge. Like it was. I want to kill this guy.
Yeah.
We tell the truth.
Yeah. Did you want him alive, or you wanted him dead?
I wanted him dead.
Yeah, me too. I do. Yeah, he would have. Anyway.
Did the U.S. government want him alive, or they could care less? We want this guy dead as well.
Nobody ever came out and told us, kill him.
Just do your job.
Do your job.
Also known as kill him is what you got to do. I sit there and I watch your story, and I'm always curious when I see somebody that becomes a DA agent and decides to go take your life. We were with Joe Pistone recently. Joe Pistone was Donnie Brasco. He worked with the Italian mob, and he worked heavily on taking on the Bonanno family and partially the Colombo family. And for 6 years, he was undercover. And when I hear your story, you were married at the time. Your wife was living in Bogota, right? And you'd be gone. I think one time you said you were gone for 5 weeks to Medellin. You were away from your wife. How did you make that work? Because his marriage is still intact, Joe's, which I cannot believe. And apparently yours is as well. What was the secret? What system did you guys have to make your marriage work?
I just married the right woman. She understood my desire for excitement, and we were much younger, and we just liked exciting things. But you know what? She liked it just as much, because when we were in Miami, I had one partner there that was shot in a deal gone bad, and the informant killed, and just a lot of activity going on in Miami in the '80s. And after 4 years in Miami, she came to me one day. She said, "This has been exciting. What's the next most exciting thing we can do?"
That's amazing.
And I threw out the idea of going to Colombia. It took her a little while for her to come to grips with it, but finally she came one day and she said, "If we're going to do it, let's do it while we're young."
When we were having lunch earlier today, and I was, Mario asked you, the producers, did they think it was going to be this big of a hit as it became on Netflix?
Well, I think the producers did, but Javier and I, we didn't think anybody wanted to hear this story. We turned down a couple of producers before Eric Newman came along. So when we say, and we say this all the time, but it's absolutely true, no one is more shocked by the popularity of Narcos than us.
How much did your life change when the documentary came out? Like pre-Narcos, after, not the documentary, the series. How much did your life change?
180 degrees, right?